So basically, conscious engagement. It's conscious. He didn't say just engagement. Conscious engagement. Matlab, there is a possibility, if I am aware, I can watch this craving, which is just below the surface, moving the surface a little bit, ready to come up. You started recognizing a thought below the surface is ready to become a fully blown thought. Yeah? Kind of pokes you from below the surface. Take this up as watching in your next meditation. If you've not become aware of this, this is very important. If friends, internally mind is intact. Intact matlab you're not cuckoo. You're intact. But no external mind object comes into its range. And there is no corresponding conscious engagement. So there is no engagement also. Then there is no manifestation of corresponding section of consciousness, which is mind consciousness. This is obvious because there is no mind object only. But if internally the mind is intact and external mind objects comes into its range, but there is no corresponding conscious engagement, then there is again no manifestation of corresponding section of consciousness. Matlab mind consciousness is not engaged. But when internally the mind is intact and external mind objects come into its range and there is corresponding conscious engagement, you are interested in that cough, then there is the manifestation of the corresponding section of consciousness. The material form in what has thus come to be is included in the material form aggregate affected by clinging, that is rupa. The feeling in what has thus come to be is included in the feeling aggregate affected by clinging, that is vedana. The perception in what has thus come to be is included in the perception aggregate affected by clinging, that is sanya. The formations in what has thus come to be are included in the formations aggregate affected by clinging, that is sankhara. And the consciousness in what has thus come to be is included in the consciousness aggregate affected by clinging. He understands thus, this indeed is how there comes to be the inclusion, gathering and amassing of things into these five aggregates affected by clinging. This is how you actually see in your meditation that first vijnana comes up. Yeah, it's below the surface. When I did that conscious engagement or craving, then vijnana came up. From that, sanya came because of this clinging inherent in vijnana, sanya comes up. Then there's craving inherent in sanya, that vedana comes up. And then this craving inherent in vedana, that sankhara comes up. Oh, this is how this whole drama is happening in my mind. Now this has been said by the Blessed One who sees dependent origination sees the Dhamma. One who sees the Dhamma sees dependent origination. And these five aggregates affected by clinging are dependently arisen. The desire, indulgence, inclination and holding based on these five aggregates affected by clinging is the origin of suffering. The removal of desire and lust, the abandonment of desire and lust, for these five aggregates affected by clinging is the cessation of clinging, of suffering.